And we are live.
Hello, my name is Johan.
My name is Oliver, and this is Usable Live.
This is Usable Live, yeah.
So what's on the agenda today?
Today I got to play around with a little bit of Discord.
Our favorite channel.
Yes, and it's where all the cool kids are.
Yes. And by any means, if you're not yet on Discord, on the Usable channel,
Yeah, please join.
would love to have you there.
And now it's going to be even cooler because the whole thing is that we use Discord for where you can send complaints or issues or feedback or ideas that we should implement so that we have like kind of a path to take as well as our own.
Yep.
And the best way to do that is in Discord. The thing is, though, that if a lot of people paste on Discord, we might not necessarily always see it because now our workflow is very much that we just live inside Usable.
Yep.
And this is over in Discord. So what I thought or cooked up was that it's now that I made a Discord bot, which all he does is connect to Usable, and every time you create something, it will be sent into Usable automatically.
Fantastic. And of course, we're very much in Usable, but others are in Slack or Linear or Jira or
Exactly.
or GitHub issues or something like that. Could we then push it further on if we like?
Definitely.
So this is just to get it into Usable, because if it isn't usable, then it is usable.
Yeah, so it's documented. And like you said, that we can take it from there and push it into Slack and Jira or whatever.
Yep.
Might make sense, Linear. And that's something we might touch on another video.
Yeah.
Again, if people are really up for it.
But the focus now is
Discord.
and getting things from Discord over into Usable.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the whole idea is that Discord is a little bit different than everyone else. It's not just a bunch of webhooks. Usually you make what they're called bots. So what we've made here is that you can see our Discord channel.
Yep.
We have made this little guy called Usable Dev, which is just an app or a Discord bot that runs inside this the Discord server. And the core principle here is that, as you can see, we already have a bunch of feedback from various users. And we would love to have this information in Usable. Before, we just took it and then pasted it in, and then Usable did its thing and made a nice little issue for us.
Yep.
But we thought, why not just have it immediately pop in? And then we don't have to worry about populating it. And I thought we could maybe kind of go through the development experience with this so that people outside Usable know how to do this as well if they want to use a Usable bot.
Yes, fantastic.
So right out of the gate.
So how do you do that?
I just need to point out that you need to use a what they call Discord developer.
Yep.
Where it's kind of like with Facebook apps and all these things, where you go into the Discord development page, and then you can create applications.
Yep.
Whereas
can anyone do that?
Anyone can do it. You just log into your Discord account.
Yep.
And you create a new application.
Yep.
And there are two types really of Discord applications, and which one you pick depends on like the level of security, and is the bot only on specific servers, or is it like one you can use everywhere?
Yep.
And we specifically made one that's specific to you install it into a server.
Yep.
And that is this.
So which server is that? Is it Discord server? Is it one of our servers? Or
yes, it is on our server.
Okay.
So we installed it into the Usable Discord server, which is why you see the little character on the right side on the user page or panel. And we made a second Discord server called Clarity with that cute, adorable little sunglasses. And mostly because then we don't need to worry about, showing anything we shouldn't be showing.
So it says app next to Usable Dev, and that's because it's an app that runs on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that is essentially how you make apps or bots or whatever you want listeners to Discord.
Great.
And I think as part of this entire journey, I couldn't help but do this. But that is in Usable. If you just open any Usable account,
Yep.
you can now subscribe to something called Usable Public.
So that's one of many public workspaces.
Yeah.
Orlando being another one. We talked a lot about
Yeah,
Orlando.
you can even see it right there. It's subscribed as well.
Yeah, and there are others. There's isn't there a Floker one as well?
Yes.
Floker Public. So
with all the documentation.
yeah, and we encourage all developers to create these public workspaces and call them whatever your tool name is, and then public.
Exactly.
With the documentation in there.
And we're even planning on specifically, well, we could make a video on that, but that is how we fill Usable Public with information and use a webhook to update a website with documentation. So then now we have naturally growing docs without us having to go in and manually type anything.
What a relief.
Exactly. And through this process, I specifically made 2 recipes or 2 fragments in Usable, which is how you build your own Discord bot with Usable.
Fantastic.
So everything we're showing here is publicly available, and you can make your own quite easily if you subscribe to this workspace.
I'm going to subscribe to it right away.
Oh, yes, do so. And if anyone's watching, you should subscribe immediately. It saves so much time.
So you click on Discover Public to find these.
Yes.
And here, my screen, it's Usable Public is the top one. Maybe it's because it's the most popular one, is the big, or is it because the newest one?
We'll call it the most popular one.
Yeah.
And yeah, the way you do that is what Ola just did, is that in your workspaces window, you press Discover Public, and then you can search for all the public workspaces and subscribe. But I think we've dragged it out long enough, and I think we should just try and test this bot.
Yep. Good.
And in the same process, I was also thinking that we can kind of go through the code as well slightly.
Yeah, but on the screen now, you have on the left-hand side, you have the Usable Workspace.
Yeah, and I'm going to hide that one and replace it with Cursor.
Yep.
Where I currently have the project running.
Yep.
Or opened. And on the right side, we have Discord.
Yep.
And I'll just close some of this stuff so it's more space.
And we're in not the normal Usable channel. We're in the Usable or Usable Live channel.
Yeah, the Clarity channel.
The Clarity channel, even.
Yeah.
And that's just for demo purposes.
Yeah, it's again so we don't open our business ones where you can see a bunch of sensitive information that you really shouldn't be looking at.
Yep.
So,
great.
I will start the project first so we can just see how it runs. And I can see in the chat window at the bottom of the terminal that it says it's now running. It's talking about what app it's connected to. And then we can go to a forum that I made in Discord called Bugs and Issues. And I'll just write Acme Corp login still not fixed. Hey guys, the login is still not working. What is going on? Let's just say something like that. Yeah. And we post it. And what you see immediately is Usable Dev, the bot, is saying he registered this in Usable, and everything else that pops into this chat will now be registered in Usable.
Fantastic.
And we can go over to Usable and have a look. So if you go to Clarity, and you can already see there's an issue. So I created this fragment type beforehand.
Yep.
And there it is. Acme Corp login still not fixed. Where you can actually see, hey guys, logins, the description, the text, who posted it, and when, and what channel as well.
So if you refresh, go back and...
Oh.
So I made an issue as well.
Oh, you made an issue. All right. Dark mode not working. Everything's falling apart.
I can also comment. Not working for me either. On your issue.
All right. So if we go back to the Acme Corp one, it says right there, this is even timestamped, so you know exactly who said it and when.
So it's like less than 1 minute after you posted the first one, there was someone that was
complaining as well.
Yeah.
And the reason we added this feature is because people tend to say this isn't working, and then we come in and ask, what's the problem? How can we help you? Can you give us more details? And then that will automatically get filled into this entire conversation.
So there's some create fragment and update fragment.
Yeah, that is all it does.
Yeah.
And we were kind of cheeky as well, because usually when you want to do something like tracking wise, you tend to have a database where you store the status and blah, blah, blah. But Claude was so nice to call me a genius because I told him just use this chat as the database. So he always knows how to find this fragment ID and then knows how to go in and update it. That's kind of fun.
And also Usable is also a database here.
Yeah. Because he knows what came in before and stuff like that, yeah. And specifically, we designed this one to, if I go into Project Showcase, which is a completely different forum, and I say, whoa, I love puppies. I post, it goes out, but if I go over to Usable, and we go back to the
fragments,
it doesn't show up.
And the reason is because it has only been applied to that channel.
That specific channel.
Yep.
And again, that's because we have multiple channels in our Usable dev Discord server. So we might have one for random ideas that people have. We have one for bug fixing and critical issues. We can have several things.
And we have something off topic and we don't want to capture that. That's just off topic.
Exactly. And it's not really benefiting anyone besides just having fun.
Yep.
So that is kind of how this entire thing is structured.
Very good.
And it was completely built with Usable as well. So most of this entire thing has just been vibe coded. Where I started out saying, look at how Flowcore...
Not vibe coded.
No. What do we call it now? Agentic assisted development.
Yeah.
That's the
agent assisted development.
Yeah, AAD.
Yeah.
Because the reason we say that is we have drenched Flowcore in knowledge about how to build apps, how to manage logging, and basically anything related to
when you say Flowcore, it's the Flowcore workspace.
Yeah, the Flowcore workspace.
In Usable. Yep.
And from there on out, I said, all right, I need an app. I need a Discord app. You don't know how to make a Discord app. So before we start, do a deep dive into understanding how Discord bots function.
Yeah.
Even to the point where you have to go in what buttons to press in the Discord application.
So did you put a tag on when you submitted that?
On this one?
Yeah.
I did not, I believe.
Okay.
No, this one doesn't have any tags. I suppose I could create one, but otherwise it exists in the Usable one because Hannah, our coworker, set up the entire Discord server, the proper one.
Cool. And but you had some code there.
Yeah.
Do you want to share some of the brilliance with us?
I think we can just quickly, like at a high level, go through how it functions or works.
Yep.
So what you have initially is just a starting point where you use the Discord chatbot. It's a package that you can install. And because Usable is instructed using Flowcore workspace that you should always do the separation of concern and extract things so everything's just not in line and it becomes a mess. He figured out, all right, I'm going to make a Discord bot class. And from there on out, he made sure to register when the client is ready, like when the bot's ready, when a thread is created, when a thread is updated, and when messages are being sent. And then he handles all types of errors as well to make sure to notify the user that this is broken.
Yep.
And if I say, for example, what does he do when he has to handle that a thread is created, or in this case, what they call it further outside is forums.
Yeah.
You go through a validation process to make sure that is this actually a thread that we're doing, and is it something we actually want to save? And from there, he looks up the fragment type that we created to make sure that does it exist beforehand. If it does, then it needs to update. Otherwise, it needs to create. And then the most fun part is what he created, which was Usable API Service, which again is just a fancy wrapper around this beautiful little line right here.
Yep.
Which is nothing else than the ability to send post requests to Usable. So sending API requests to Usable.
Yeah.
And it's basically the same thing that we did with N8N, only it was in a N.N like fluff or structure.
So this is very similar to the N8N thing, just that you
have to essentially program it.
Yeah.
And from there on out, I think, it's basically all like validation errors to make sure nothing, like if something breaks, it needs to notify the user that something failed.
Yeah.
And it's the same principle with creating up and updating. So when he's updating, he, again, is it up here, I believe. That is create fragment, and I believe there's an update fragment right there.
Yeah.
And again, he uses the subsequent patch API call to update the fragment. So there's no magic in this, and it's just pure TypeScript code that's just running and calling an API.
But all the boilerplate around it is all related to Discord. So so you can see lots of files there.
Yeah.
But most of that is just what you need to make it work as a Discord server, or what do you call it?
It's what they actually call is a guild.
Okay.
In Discord, but like you don't actually need all this TypeScript stuff. You can actually just write it in JavaScript and it works fine.
Yeah.
But the thing is that because we connected in Flowcore's workspace, he actually made sure that you're separating the files, you're using TypeScript, you're using the right linters and validators and stuff.
Clean code.
Yeah. And this is why we also call it agentic assisted development instead of vibe coding, because it is actually based on a really strong foundation that we built ourselves.
Because otherwise we would have easily all kinds of issues.
Yeah.
Did it go through the PR validator?
This one did not actually go through the PR validator.
But it's working anyway.
Yeah, but we should have added it. But essentially all you really need, so if we open the example right here, it just has a bunch of like jargon. But all you need is the credentials to be able to talk to Discord, a cheeky little mapping solution I made here, which is it takes the channel forum name and maps it to a fragment type.
Very good. So you can have many channels all mapped to one or more fragments.
Yeah. If we want to expand on that later, then it's easy to do. And then you need the credentials to be able, actually just that one credential to talk to Usable, which is the API token.
Which we have looked at many, many times. It's the same API token that you can create in Usable.
Exactly. And the way we communicated with the API is in the usable.dev/docs page, where you go to API, and then you can see exactly.
And this was the memory fragments endpoint here.
Yeah.
So and the post one and the patch one.
And that was it. That was all we did.
Yeah.
And from there, we managed to build this entire thing, and even in a really nice structure, so that when we have to update in the future, it stays well built.
I can imagine that there are many other channels that you can get both in and out.
Yeah.
And we haven't implemented we could have a response automatically as well.
Yeah.
So when the issue has been resolved, that it automatically updates Discord.
Exactly.
So that would be the next obvious step in
so
this.
when the issue is specifically tagged as done, we can catch that.
Or any other state. It could be like that we're working on it, or
so they actually get notified that this is ongoing.
Yeah, or it's been put on the roadmap, or
and this is all built into the Discord dev thing, where you can go into webhooks and then give me an endpoint, and Usable can send it here.
And I presume all the other communication tools, that Slack or Facebook Messenger or whatever you're using, have similar mechanisms, either with servers or with other ways of setting it up so that you can get things in and out of Usable.
Exactly, And the thing with just using pure webhooks is that often you lose the control of what needs to happen when it comes through.
Yeah.
So that's why the bots are very helpful in this case.
Great.
So I think we should definitely have a session where we really go and dive into getting this data out into Slack.
So this repository here, could we make that public?
I think we should actually just make it public. Yeah, currently it's a private one in Flowcore.
Yep.
But I don't see any reason why we can't just give this to anyone who wants to make their own bots.
Are you doing it, or
should I do it? I can do it. If I go to settings, change visibility, change to public, and we say sure.
And I will make sure to give it a star. A lone star.
That is crucial. Ugh, hang on. That's sweet security. And
that was probably the reason why I should do it and not you.
there you go. And that should be it. Yeah, now it should be public. So now you can dive in here and
try to refresh the page. Can you see? There's one star.
Oh, there's a star already. And we do have some deployment elements in here, but again, that won't affect you because it only works when you're running anything inside Flowcore. So
yeah,
you can host it wherever you want.
Fantastic. So basically, it's the same principle. We use the API to get data in, and we use webhooks to get data out.
Yeah. And we will definitely be touching on the concept that you just mentioned, where we will notify the users as we update in Usable as well.
Yep.
Which will be a lot of fun. And from there on out, I think, yeah, we can just use Usables for everything. And if you actually create issues now in our Usable server, we should get those in our like personal.
So you have already implemented for the live server as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
and you have it here. Yes, I tested it before.
In this one. I mean, we could show it if we want to, but we'll probably have to open it in a separate window.
But by any means, sign up for Discord and go into the ideas and feedback, and I'm sure you have tons of things that you would like to see in Usable, and we'll be really happy to see some ideas here, and
hopefully we'll get lots of good things.
From now on, we'll just get it directly into Usable, and it will go into our workflow.
Yeah. And once we build further on this, and I think we should really build on it kind of like this, where we showcase what we did and how it works now.
Can we promise that if there is someone that puts an issue in there, that we will handle it in a live session?
I mean, if the issue is not enormous and shows a lot of sensitive...
It would be quite fun to do it.
Yeah, we could tackle one of these ones, for example... inconsistent icon button hover styles.
Yeah.
Because that's nice and non-security related.
Yes, if there's no other issue that comes up.
Yeah. So feel free to add a bunch of complaints. Constructive complaints, as they call them.
Yep. Fantastic. And as always, when you get into a repo like this, if you're going to deploy it yourself, you of course start with the README file, and that is also all agent generated and nice and proper.
And if you're really struggling with concepts, you can just ask the public Usable workspace, and he has all the information on the specific project and how it was built.
And you can always get hold of us on Discord.
Yeah. Right.
Fantastic.
Posts.
So we'll be happy to see any comments on this. And with this, I think it's time to say that you should go and make something usable. Thank you.